about changing locations and shit. Man, into this motherfucking bag. Stand on the way I made. Sacrificing time for this shit. Man, I got a plan. Tried to tell niggas years ago. They ain't understand. Riding by myself in this coupe. I'm all in my head. Everything in life you can't replace. I build relationships. Pretty little smile make a nigga wanna lock it in. We met the same time I lost a friend. We should try again. You been on my mind. You should hop in. I ain't gon' hurt you, baby girl. You know we locked in. Used to be on FaceTime calls on the regular. Never made time, landed on my busy schedule. Now every time I hit the bay, you know I think of you. Working on your brand, love, you know that I.
Yeah, it's goddess. And I'm a day one type of girl. Ain't nothing wishy-washy over here. I don't jump around, stick to one side. Yeah, the silver, the blue, we got them in their feelings. That star on the field, come pay the D a visit. They say it's hatred, is it? I call it hate and simping. Cause if we wasn't that hating, they wouldn't be in our business. Listen, West Coast say the water tastes better. The fan base go harder, and all the ladies get wetter. Yeah, that's how it is when you straight reppin' for Dallas. We get it in the trap, and landlord tell us what's happening. No explanations in no shape, form, or fashion. When Henny drop the stats, ain't nothing else to be asking. Them numbers don't lie, that's why your argument dry. And we still got them rings, you got your eyes on our prize. Whether an eagle, a giant, or a commando, you in the parking lot crying, we in the Lambo, we stay in our bag, we run it up in the draft. You still talking about the 90s, so who's stuck in the past? Get off me, and I'ma need you 6 feet back. And we ain't hearing nothing till your team beat that. And we ain't scared of running, what you thought we bleed that? It's only one team over here, that's Cowboys, believe that. Yeah, this you got is the poet. Big up West Coast Cowboy, HTM Sports, and LandLord from Alabama. Y'all check them boys out. Now don't play around with the Cowboys content. Yeah, and you know it's DC. Yeah, DC4L.
31 teams in the NFL. His system is designed to stop 25 teams.
Shit, I need a linebacker that's over 200 pounds. I need a defensive tackle that you got to pull away from the buffet. He's gone, so no.
Let's talk about that.
But yeah, that's a large part. That's a large part of your
I gotta
team.
make this point because I ain't gonna lie, I forgot about it until you mentioned it. So I gotta get this out before it flees me, and the nation needs to hear this.
And we are live.
What's happening?
What's Gucci, man? Listen, first and foremost, happy Martin Luther King Day, man. You know,
Absolutely.
Like salute to Martin Luther King. And I also had a dream, landlord. Did you know that?
You did?
Did you know that Henny had a dream?
Henny had a dream too.
Yes, sir. See, Henny had a dream that one day the Dallas Cowboys defense would not be dog shit, my brother. One day they would shut niggas down when it mattered. One day we would get over the hump and play meaningful football. I had a dream, landlord. I had a dream.
I had one too. I had a dream one day that all them damn we can have multiple turnovers and still be in the game.
Ooh,
I had a dream. It was damn sure a dream because it wasn't real.
Yeah, nah. I woke up in cold sweats, like, oh shit. Ooh, I thought we had him.
I thought we had something going.
One day.
Listen, on that one particular day, we would have been getting beat by 40 if we would have turned the ball over as much as C.J. Stroud did, as much as a lot of these quarterbacks. To be honest with you, it's not a lot of great quarterback plays, seems like, in the postseason. What you think about that?
I don't think that there is right now. When you think about it, even the guys that are winning, they're turning the ball over. You know, Drake May has 5 turnovers. And see, this is the reason why I'm trying to shit on these quarterback win niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, this nigga won. Yes, they won the game. Now, did he play good football? over the course of that game to put them. No, like they're not. These niggas ain't playing good football right now.
But
Drake May had 3 turnovers. I know that we were shitting on C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud only had 1 more turnover than Drake May did. C.J. Stroud had 4. That nigga had 3. He had 2. He got strip sacked twice and lost the ball, and he threw an interception. I know it was on a Hail Mary, but it's still on the board. You know what I'm saying? So he turned the ball over 3 times. C.J. Stroud turned the ball over 4 times. They combined for 7 turnovers in that game. You know, like, I don't even know how many touchdowns Drake May got. I don't think he got 5. So I think right now he has more turnovers than touchdowns for the playoffs.
yeah, true.
So that's why I'm really trying to fight this narrative. Like, man, quarterback wins, quarterback no. It's not a stat, nigga. It's a stat for goofies. Like, y'all don't understand football, so y'all be sitting here waiting to see who won the game just so y'all can hop on dick like a group of hoes. And I don't like that.
The other 21 people in it that actually play in the game don't even matter.
They don't matter, landlord. How dare you think that offensive line play matter? How dare you think that a running game matter? How dare you think that skill position matters? How dare you think that play calling matters? You know, how dare you
think a defense matters? How dare you think a front office matters? How you think the front office matters? They just they only building the team, landlord.
Only building the team. He said Drake May fumbled 4 times, his team recovered 2. See, and shit like that, you can't. That shit so lucky. Cause think about it. I understand there's a difference between fumbles and fumbles lost. Cause technically, like on a technicality, you can fumble on a play and still throw a touchdown on the same play, right? Let's say you fumbled, you picked the ball up, you threw it to the open nigga. Dak done did it. You know, Tony Romo done did it before. Fumbled a snap, picked the ball up, threw a touchdown. So it's possible that it does not directly correlate to a bad play. But 9 times out of 10, if you put the ball on the ground, everything else after that is up to chance. You know, you just got lucky the ball rolled in a peculiar manner. Because we will talk about the shape of football. Them hoes is weird.
It's the weirdest shape on the planet. Yeah. Nobody can predict what a football gonna do.
Mm-hmm. So
you know, some people make it a little easier than others because they just, you know what I'm saying, their hand-eye coordination might be just supreme. Like a wide receiver, skill position guy wouldn't panic on the ball because they could just kind of predict or kind of just, you know, be prepared for whatever way the ball come and easily recover it. But that's why they train skinny people or skill position people to pick the ball, opposed to the big guys. They supposed to fall on the ball, just cover the ball up and fall on it.
Mm-hmm. Chris said, "Big Bama chicken in." I heard the big in.
What's happening?
I felt the weight of that. He said, "Big Bama chicken in." What's good, Henny the Moore and landlord? What's good with
this
you,
shit for real, boy? We ain't playing around. Shout out to Chris.
Salute to my guy, man. But yeah, dog, I did see that Sean McDermott got fired. And me and Boss are going to do an entire show over this shit in about an hour. You know, so, because remember, I was talking about this last night. Last night, I was talking about the reports that Sean McDermott would possibly be on the hot seat, would possibly have his job on the line, and could be unemployed on this fine Martin Luther King Day. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
He fits the mold of a dude that Jerry Jones would target. And we're going to get ahead of this shit, honestly. That's what we're trying to do. I don't want to see the news like, hey, Sean McDermott been fired. Hey, Sean McDermott coming in for an in-person interview with the Cowboys. Like, what? Hold on. Like, you're taking me too fast. So we're going to get ahead of that shit. We're going to talk about, you know, Sean McDermott and, you know, what he did as a DC. I also found out that any bad things that happened on the defense in 2023, you can still put at his feet because he started calling plays in 2023 on the defensive side of the ball for the Buffalo Bills. Leslie Frazier was doing it, and then Leslie Frazier dipped. So he started calling the defense for the Buffalo Bills in 2023. So if you want to say all that shit that done happened, you know, was his fault, we probably could do that. So we're going to look at this nigga. Because he got recent play calling shit on his resume right now. And if it's boo-boo, we're going to keep that stupid ass nigga away from our team.
True. Who you think would be a good candidate to take his place? I'm thinking about Mike McCarthy going over there too. That's something interesting. Mike would probably love to be back in the cold and back with a great quarterback. You know what I'm saying? He might turn Josh Allen up over there.
See, Mike is taking is taking an interview for the Pittsburgh job too, because you know he's from Pittsburgh.
Wow, that'll be the perfect spot for him. That'll be the perfect spot for him.
They had to
I
get the
forgot
quarterback right.
that job available. When they said that today.
The other day.
That they called him in for an interview.
Yeah, he gonna do an interview. He gonna do an
That's
interview
what's
for the
up.
Pittsburgh job. Like a lot of folks are looking at Mike McCarthy, and this the thing. I know that people feel whatever they feel about Mike, about what happened over here with us. You know what I'm saying? But you cannot take away that he won 36 games in a 3-year time in a 3-year time frame. You cannot take away that Dak Prescott had an All-Pro season while he was here, and that he swear by his system. And you cannot take
MVP
away
season, really.
Yes, should have won the MVP. You know, like that's that. I hate these helmet voting ass niggas in the media, because if Dak Prescott was on any other team, he would be a league MVP. You know,
To be perfect all year to be a Cowboys quarterback and be the MVP. You got to be perfect all year.
You ain't lying. And then you also can't discount the fact that he was one of the winningest coaches in football, and that he won a Super Bowl. So I get it. You know, like it didn't end well over here. You know what I'm saying? Like there were some things that didn't go our way while he was here. I get it. But most people around the league still respect Mike McCarthy. It's just like our fan base don't. You know what I'm saying?
I think he left with the last couple of ounces of his dignity and pride. If he would have stayed, if he would have played it all the way out, I don't think he'd be a candidate right now. No lie. Because I think his name would have just been disrespected to the last drop. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Jerry and them got a way of doing that, man. And it's crazy to even see Jason Garrett getting head coaching interviews and shit too, though. So they had to rank him off for about 6 years.
6-7 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Brian Bradford, we were just talking about that before you came in here. We saw that he got fired, and me and Boss are going to do a show, you know, in about an hour and some change, and we're going to, you know, break him down and see if his scheme's worth anything. He's been calling plays since 2023 for the Bills, right? So if we get in here and the Bill defense was giving up ass, they just out here, they freak hoes, and everybody can get some booty. Then you know I'm gonna stand on the table and say, fuck this nigga. We need a swipe left. Don't do it. You know, I just want to get ahead of it, because he definitely is a Dallas Cowboys kind of guy. Like LandLord, like, do he not fit the description of what Jerry Jones was talking about up there at that presser? Like, man, I want somebody that been through something. You know, I want somebody to woo. I want somebody.
Cowboys rehab.
Cowboys rehab. Yeah. You were publicly executed for the sins of Josh Allen. You died for his sins. You Buffalo Jesus.
Buffalo Jesus is crazy.
Yeah. You Buffalo Jesus. You done died for the sins of Josh Allen, man. You know, so if he come over here though, you know, like he can get sold easily. You know, he coordinated a defense that made it to a Super Bowl when we were with the Panthers. You know, he coordinated some defenses, you know, that made it, you know, into deep playoff runs and shit like that. So it will fit the Dallas Cowboys build, but I want to break them down, you know, if that does happen. But let's stay on topic on what we're talking about, though, because there's a lot of stuff going on in the playoffs, because all this stuff is playoff related. He got fired, you know, for losing in the playoffs. C.J. Stroud is they killing C.J. Stroud out there in the atmosphere right now. You know,
I would have benched him. I'm just being real. If you did that much sin in the first half, I would have benched you. And this might be a controversial take, but I swear to God, if that was Dak Prescott, I would have been saying bench him. 4 picks in the first half.
Yeah, you can't, you know, keep letting that happen. And he still
Bro,
put the
he
ball
would've been on
in
the
harm's
bench.
way.
Yeah.
He still put the ball in harm's way. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he mellowed out. Like, they dropped some interceptions in the second half. You know what I'm saying? So let me talk about that before we move on to Dallas Cowboy business. You know, would you pay CJ Stroud? Because this ain't Dallas Cowboy related at all. But folks tell me that CJ Stroud is better than Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott makes $60 million a year. After what you've seen the last 2 years from CJ Stroud, coupled in with how you seen him play in the playoffs this year, would you be willing? Because and listen, I'm not just pulling this out my ass. He's up for an extension. This is going to be year 4 for CJ Stroud next year. Would you give that nigga a massive contract extension, landlord, if you were the GM?
I wouldn't. Me personally, hell no.
Me the fuck either.
He'll get franchise tag.
I wouldn't even franchise tag. I would pick up that nigga 5th-year option, and I will draft a quarterback. I will draft a quarterback. They can either start. You can compete with this nigga for the job. If you win, once that 5th-year option is up, we can consider tagging you or extending you. And if you don't, win the quarterback job, I can trade you to a quarterback needy team. It'll be a fresh start for your ass, and it'll be a clean slate for us. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not finna give this man no money.
Nah, not at all. I don't trust him. He was looking bad to me. And it wasn't just like stat watching and looking at the box score. Like, even outside of some of the mistakes, he was looking bad. Like, this ain't being hyperbolic. He was just looking bad, bro. He was just looking bad. Bad decisions, bad ball placement. He getting his receivers popped. Like,
he tore his one tight end ACL. He threw the ball so inaccurate.
Man, I'm telling you, bro, he was screwing up out there, man. And I'm gonna tell you right now, that's one of the quickest ways to make your team rebel against you. If you can't quarterback good enough to protect your receivers, bro, they not finna go all out for you. They not finna do that. You supposed to be able to have a high level skill set to the point where you know where to put the ball at. If you see this safety finna barrel down on me, motherfucker, throw the ball low so I can protect myself. Don't throw the ball high and have me jumping up and making myself even more vulnerable to a big time hit. Like, it's like quarterbacking, it has levels. And if you see quarterbacks throwing the ball high and people sandwiching they wide receiver about to get them killed, you just know that that's not the elite level quarterback play that you want on your team. Like, that's dangerous. And wide receivers are not finna crash out for you repeatedly and you getting them cream like that. Like, no.
I agree. That's something you cannot do. And also something you can't do is waste an historic day, from your defense. Did you see what Will Anderson did?
He went crazy. That's a Bama boy right there. What he had, two forced fumbles. He had 2-3 sacks. What he did.
Now, this is from the Texans PR, Houston Texans PR. Will Anderson is the 4th player in NFL history to record at least 3 sacks and 2 forced fumbles in a postseason game. Daniil Hunter also had a strip sack on the day as well. That defense did their job. I know the final score says hey, they gave up 27, 28 points. You gave the New England Patriots 5 extra possessions. Gave them niggas 5 extra possessions.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
And they still was stopping them.
Also, Ant said, what do y'all think about X Ryan? I think that Rex been out the game too long. I think when you've been away from coaching for a decade, the game can get away from you. Now, I like his background. I like his pedigree. I like what
I was about to say, I like Rick's character. I like him as a person. I can't be sure about his scheme and his, the other things right now. I would have to be assured that he modernized his ideologies and on the defensive side of the ball. Like, he'll have to show me that he modernized and up to date.
I figured it out. If a nigga really wanted Rex Ryan, do you remember the role that you said we should give Jonathan Gannon?
Leave him as an assistant or as an advisor.
Yeah, like a defensive analyst, defensive assistant, some shit like that. You had to get him back around football, because, being an analyst and just breaking the shit down, to comment on it is different than actually, getting into the nitty gritty
Game plan.
and game planning and adjusting and do shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
I always liked the Ricks though, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. I always liked the Ricks. I just felt like he was one of them people that took the bullet for their players, and players gonna play for him too. Players love coaches like him. They really do. Cause like as soon as the media come talking crazy, Rex the type of leader that's gonna take all the blame. And he gonna be like, yeah, it's all my fault, and next week we gonna kick some ass. Like real talk, like that's what kind of coach Rex is. He gonna take all the blame, and he gonna make sure his team take the characteristics of him. I kind of liked that about him.
Yeah, that's the thing. I like his personality. And if I ain't got to worry about him being the guy to, set the scheme, it wouldn't be a bad thing to have his energy in the building. You might need, if you're going to get a young DC anyway, if you're going to get, the hot commodity guy, the trailblazer.
Have an OG with him.
Yeah. And I think they're going to do that. I think they're going to hire a fairly young defensive coordinator like Durante Jones, Christian Parker. Maybe they still bring in Jim Leonhard. Maybe those are possibilities still. And you'll need to pair some of them guys with a staff full of guys that've done it before. Like Zach Orr would be a great linebacker coach because he can also give you insight on what it was like to be a play caller in the DC. Rex Ryan would be a great, defensive analyst because he can give you insight on not only how to run a football team, but also how to game plan, week to week. What the best way to study and analyze a team and attack their offenses and shit like that. So like I would love, if we're just talking about building a team, and we're just talking about putting the Avengers together to support a young, inexperienced head coach. Like I think we could find a spot for Rex Ryan. I'm not saying let him be the DC, but I think you could find a spot for somebody like Rex. If we just talking about building a staff to support a young dude. Yeah,
assistant or advisor. Mm-hmm. I can see that too.
Whatever the fuck they said Brian Schottenheimer would before he became the OC.
Consultant or some shit. Yeah.
Matter of fact, man, I keep forgetting my boy name. But we got a guy that's been very impactful for our offense, and we don't even talk about him.
Who?
Miami's old quarterback. The Miami Hurricanes old quarterback.
What's his name?
Ken Dorsey. He's on our team. He's like our offensive passing game guy or some shit like that.
Oh.
He's like a lot of the passing concepts. That we're using this is from Ken, and he's somebody that was like people really got Ken fucked up because Ken helped Josh Allen become Josh Allen, and folks don't give him his credit for that shit. But yeah, he's considered a passing game specialist. That's his job, passing game specialist.
Okay.
So like Rex Ryan could be like a defensive run game specialist, or he could be a defensive analyst, or he just be a defensive senior advisor or some shit. Just give a nigga a title, give him in the building, and see what you can learn from him.
Yeah, the only thing about Rex, he probably wouldn't move for nothing less than a title.
Yeah, you know how that be.
Yeah, he might have to have a DC job for him to leave what he doing.
He got a real cushy job too, and I really couldn't blame him.
No pressure on that job.
Now, I'll also be fair. Given what we know right now, Anthony, I would have given what we know right now, I probably would have took Rex over Flus at this point. Like it couldn't have been no worse. And at least Rex got a personality. Like Rex can come in there bitch and suck, and I now you hate this nigga. I hate everything about Matt Eberflus.
Rex will come out there like, yeah, we really sucked it up today, didn't we? You know what I'm saying?
Like shit.
Like Rex will come.
Hey man.
Yeah, he'll be honest as hell. Like, boy, we was bad as hell today. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm making these niggas run. He might bust out and say, I'm making these niggas run.
They can't even get on the
Everybody
bus,
running.
man. They had to walk back to the Yeah, they had to walk back to the damn hotel, boy. Shit.
Tell
Shit
somebody
great.
I could have played defensive lineman better than that. Like Rex don't
Man.
hold back.
Nah. So let's talk about the elephant in the room, though. Because there is an elephant, or should I say, there's a nigga in the wood pile. There definitely is a nigga. I see Jordan sticking out of the wood pile. Why is there a nigga in the wood pile?
Damn.
All right. Because listen, you can say a lot of things, but you can't tell me that he ain't there. I see him. This man like this man like 6'4". You thought you could hide him there? Why do our defense get to sleep peacefully at night and they're not good when it matters?
This might be why your owner looking at it like, why should I pay these niggas if they ain't never there when I need them? Why should I even pay them?
And I've talked about this before, but there are really no redeeming quality to the Dallas Cowboys defense when it comes to the postseason. You know, they the 25th ranked defense, you know, in EPA per play. There's only 31 teams that made the playoffs since 2016. The Jets have not been to the playoffs in that time frame. So it's not like you're 25th of 32. You're 25th of 31, nigga. So you're closer to 26th. You know what I'm saying? If all 32 teams had made it, you're like the 26th ranked team, nigga. So EPA per play, 25th. Success rate, 18th. Drop back EPA, 21st. Drop back success rate, 20th. Rush EPA, 27th. Rush success rate, 20th. Sacks, 20th. Interceptions, 17th. Forced fumbles, 18th. And just to remind you, the defense, the Dallas Cowboys defense, only has 3 forced turnovers since 2016 over the span of 17 games. I'm gonna tell you that there were 2 teams this week that had more turnovers than that in one game. The Broncos had 5 turnovers, you know, against Josh Allen and them, right? The Patriots forced 5 turnovers. You know, matter of fact, to the Houston Texans credit, they tied us. They tied our defense this week in turnovers. They forced 3 turnovers. We only got 3 turnovers in what about a decade? 2016, about a decade.
Yikes.
And then y'all sit here and y'all say you Dak Prescott now, CD Lamb. Oh man, listen, man. It's gonna come a point in time when your defense got to do their fucking job, and they don't do shit. They don't do shit for you. They don't get sacks. They don't stop the run. They don't get turnovers. What the fuck do they do when the postseason is there? They immediately bend over and show asshole. Like they got like they got nah, fuck that. They ain't no pauses on that because they getting fucked.
Yikes.
They getting fucked. No Vaseline. And we sitting here, you know, we talk about everything else under the sun. Y'all niggas quick to scream, defense win championships. Until it's time for a fucking defense to win some championships and play in the postseason, now you motherfucker blind. Y'all don't see shit wrong, huh? Y'all don't see it. You don't see nothing wrong with this, huh? Everything cool.
Well, man, to be fair, if Dak Prescott played defense, like, you know, maybe we'll be all right. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what they response usually is to me? Well, nigga, 2022, man. All right, cool. They played one good game. So you're telling me they played one good game in 10 years. And that should excuse them niggas from everything. They played one good game out of 7. And we supposed to just, hey, you know, them niggas ain't that bad. No, they usually
All is
bad.
forgiven.
Yeah, all is forgiven. All is forgiven because you played okay in 2022. And guess what, LandLord? They talk about how they played in 2022. Did they force a turnover when they had opportunity? When the ball was bouncing in the air like a Looney Tunes cartoon, did them niggas make a play on it?
No, they did not.
Oh, they pitched down their leg. The moment was too bright. Okay. Hey, salute to B Bird with the $4.99 for your mind. I appreciate you for supporting my brother.
Salute.
They have never put the resources into the D like they do in the O. Look where all the first round and high paid players are. And you know what? To an extent, that is true. But let me ask y'all a question though. Let me just ask y'all a question. Was Michael Parsons a first round pick?
Yes.
Was Trayvon Diggs a top 50 pick? He was picked in the top of the second round, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Now, we properly enumerated Trayvon Diggs, did we not? We paid Trayvon.
We did.
Did we pay DeRon Bland?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay. Did we spend a second round pick on Sam Wilson? Because remember, that's a high ass draft pick. Did we spend a second on Sam Wilson?
Williams.
Yes, Williams. So I'm sorry, you're right. Sam Williams.
He might as well be Sam Wilson because he ain't showed up this year.
Mm-hmm.
But he was coming off an injury. But all we can do is evaluate what we saw, and what we saw was a unproductive player.
Now we spent a first round pick on LVE, didn't we?
Unfortunately, yes.
We spent a second round pick on Jalen Smith, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay. We spent a top 100 pick on DeMarvion Overshown, right?
Also, unfortunately, yes.
Okay. So what I'm going through is, I'm sorry, I got a better one. We spent a second round pick on Boss Man Fat, did we not?
Yes. Unfortunately.
UFL All-Star, respected. Tristan Hill. You spent a second round pick on Tristan Hill too, did you not?
Yes.
You spent a
I regret it.
First round pick on Monty Smith, right?
Yes, unfortunately.
Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you, it's not that they have not tried. They just fucking suck at evaluating defense, apparently. Since it don't make them money, I guess they just send niggas in there with a blindfold and they just reach their hand in a bucket or something, pull a name out. And whoever named Taco Charlton was a first round pick as well.
Terrible.
So yes, listen, man, like, I understand what y'all saying, but think about all them people we just named who were first round or second round picks. Like, they have tried on the defense. This just that has worked. They have to reevaluate how they're going after people on defense. Because CeeDee Lamb, was a 17 overall pick. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like he was a top 5 pick. He was a 17 overall pick.
Yeah.
You traded for George Pickens. He's a second rounder. Salute to Darnell Lamar in this building. With the 499, he's the only damn Lamar that I respect. I don't know about that Kendrick nigga. I don't listen to robot voices, man. Henny was nefarious last night and called that firing coming, and boom, McDermott gone. Man, you listen. I'm not a psychic. Me and LandLord just got common sense. When you see some shit from a mile away, like, oh yeah, that nigga, he been there how long? He did what? Oh yeah, no, he gone. He gone. So yeah, salute to my guy, man. But yeah, dog, I'm just saying, like, the Dallas Cowboys defense, I get it. They and this is the thing. They put resources there. It just has not worked. Them guys are either, and it's their own fault, because they always go for the bang for your buck kind of shit on defense. They go with the super potential nigga, that might have been a first round guy, but they hurt, or they got a character flaw or some shit like that. If Boss Man Fat had a brain, he would have been a first round pick. He just was always doing stupid shit in college, right? If Jalen Smith didn't have drop foot, he would have been a first round pick. If Leighton Vander Esch, didn't have a bad neck, he would have been a higher first round pick than what he was, and Dallas Cowboys would not have been able to draft him. Right? I'm not sure why people overdoubt Trayvon Diggs. I can't even tell you why Trey fell to the second round. Right? But just think about the guys that they draft. There's always a red flag with the guy they draft on defense. Even Michael Parsons, the Penn State shit. You know, whatever happened or did not happen at Penn State, you know, there was a red flag with Micah Parsons. So, and listen, it worked out. Like in my opinion, like, you know, I like Micah. He could have still been here playing. You know, I'm Team Werewolf. You know me. If he out here biting niggas, under the full moon, you know, it is what it is. Just make sure you don't bite my quarterback. My guy said no robot shit, only the old school gangster shit. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, listen. Y'all say y'all want to say, man. I don't listen to no damn Kendrick Lamar. It might be my age, but I don't listen to robot voice Kendrick, dog. I'm from the South anyway, man. That shit don't bump in the trunk. You know, give me Zero, give me old school Gucci Mane. You know, give me J. Cole. You know, give me Outkast, UGK, Goody Mob. You know, get me 8 Ball and MJG. Give me shit like that, man. Weezy. The old Boosie, you know, give me shit like that. I rock with Larry June too. Like Larry June, like probably my favorite new nigga. Like out of the newer rappers, like Larry June, my guy. And of course, I can't forget I rock with Currency. Said Parsons they thought was an outside linebacker. Yep, you ain't lied. They thought he was a linebacker. They had no idea he could rush the passer like he does. And listen, that's why y'all rock with, you know, independent content creators. That's why y'all rock with the independent content creators. Because the OC knew it. The OC knew. The OC knew he could do it. So shout out to the OC.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. But yeah, they gotta change. So let me ask you a question, Land.
Shoot.
Knowing what you know about the Dallas Cowboys defense, are these collapses in the postseason? Is it talent? Is it the players? Is it the way? Is it the player that they drafted? Is it coaching? What is it? Why are they so fucking bad when it matters?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I think it's a combination of all of it. Cause like some people don't talk about enough. And I go back to my analogy when I was talking about the good programs. One thing the good programs do is they set a standard. And if your front office is not up to par, everybody in the building is supposed to have a standard. And I don't think we operate within those type of terms. I don't think it's a standard in Dallas, like to the degree that it needs to be. So it look like we accept anything on that side of the ball, especially. Like, what is the standard in Dallas? Like, even bad teams that had that type of culture and that type of standard, they still play hard. Like, they could be a sorry team, but they ain't just gonna embarrass themselves. You know what I'm saying? They ain't just gonna give up or lay down or fold. They not doing that because it's a certain standard. Like, I just can't see that type of standard set in Dallas. I think that comes from the top. That comes from the front office, man. And I think that's the reason why we don't have one.
I mean, I agree with you. Because do you remember what that report from Fish said when it came to Brian Flores?
What'd he say?
He said that Jerry Jones did not know if Brian Flores fit with the culture that he created.
Jerry? Yeah, I know that man. I know what that means.
Like, he don't fit with the culture that me, Jerry Jones, created. LandLord, you're a man of patterns, right? You're a man of consistency.
Absolutely.
You know,
of habit.
Yeah.
A creature of habit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Why does the Dallas Cowboys? Why are the Dallas Cowboys the most penalized team under every head coach they have?
It's culture, man. I told y'all, it's not. That's when you see the mainstays, when you see that overlap to the coach to coach to coach, that just show you it's embedded inside of us, man. Just like Dak been still a good, solid, steady quarterback throughout all the people that we done brought in here. That's a mainstay. It's just in his nature. Our nature on the offensive side of the ball, I think that's a certain standard. No lie. I think he does. But name the player on defense who do that.
There
Exactly.
is nobody.
Exactly. And I would argue Michael wasn't even that player either. Real talk.
So let me ask you, because we see what Tank is doing. And Tank was here the entire time. He was here with Romo when we were getting our ass whooped. He was here with Dak when we were getting our ass whooped. But now he over that bitch flourishing and shit.
I think Tank was that kind of guy, but I don't think we ever really just had the talent to enforce that shit. Cause like even when we did have stretches when we played good football, we never was a complete defense, even with Tank.
Could have stopped him.
We never was complete. Yeah, we never was a complete team. He did everything in his power. Like, bro, if you think about Tank, bro, he really was the epitome of exactly what you need to be on the defensive side of the ball. He was. He played the right way. He was a lunch pail kind of guy. He was a lunch pail kind of guy. He gonna do the right thing even if the camera's not rolling. And I can point out a lot of players who not like that. And that right there tells me your real character. What do you do when ain't nobody looking? Are you gonna do the right things still? That's leadership right there. Because it's easy to get caught up in the nonsense and the foolishness when ain't nobody looking. You supposed to have a standard. We don't have a standard, man. Now, Big Q, I forgot about him. Big Q could be one of those guys that'll set that standard. No lie. He just got in the building. Why you think it shouldn't be as easy? Like, Q is a phenomenal leader. I know about him, a lot about him. But it shouldn't be that easy for him to just step in day one and just run the team. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
I mean, hey, but you got to think about it. To be fair, like in this particular situation, like you said, everything in Dallas is custom made to Dallas. How many other teams let all their veteran leaders go in one offseason?
They don't do that. That's not a smart move.
Because remember, Trey is a good player, but Trey don't talk. So Trey was not going to be the leader of anything. He just be chilling on his business, fucking with the hoes. He living his life. You know what I'm saying?
He's just going to do his job and come to work and go home to Michael. Continue. He's going to go home to his Michael when he get done.
All the niggas that talk are gone. Michael Parsons was gone. Tank used to talk that shit. He was gone. Jordan Lewis used to talk that shit. He was gone. Jadeveon Clowney had just gotten in this motherfucker midway through the season. You know, it's not like he was in the same position as Quentin Williams was. You know, like we don't know this nigga to follow him like that, but he cool. You know, Kenny Clark had just got here a week before the season started.
Yeah.
So when you think about it, who was going to be the voice of this defense?
You build stuff like that in the offseason. I think you'll see. We're going to be pleased with the stuff we see Q and people like Kenny Clark doing with the young guys and the rest of the defense. I think we'll see that type of team building and them just bonding and stuff over the offseason. That'll bode well because, believe it or not, I know it sounds cliche, but at the same time, you do have to trust these people to a certain degree to be able to be a successful unit. That's just the bottom line. Because, like, if I feel like, oh, y'all sorry, I ain't going to be able to do my job because I know you going to screw yours up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, if I do mine completely right, he's still going to get away because this dude ain't going to do his job. So I'm going to have to inch over a little bit just in case that happens. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm supposed to be over here, I got to cheat a little bit just to save the play if you screw up. So, like, that's the whole mindset of a Superman type of player, the hero ball we speak of. Like, if I can't trust you to do your job, then nobody's job will be done.
That is true. I think that too, so they choose Parsons over Lawrence. Parsons stab Jerry. Now we won't have either. Hey, I say this much. We got some picks and we got some cap space. And that's the thing that I do agree with Wes about. They have to spend this off season, landlord. You know, he don't believe they will because they normally don't. I got to believe that if we're going to compete this next year or two in this window, that cap money got to get spent, nigga. That shit got to get spent. You ain't just fixing this shit in one off season with just a draft. You got 2 first round picks, and then you don't draft again to the fucking 4th. And there's no guarantee the niggas you draft in the first round are going to be ready year 1. You got to open up that bank. You got to open up your bank account, nigga. Open up your wallet. What is in your wallet? Like a Capital One commercial, nigga. You gonna have to pay. You got to pay to play. It's like I finna say like NIL, but you know, free agency predates that. But you know, go ahead. You alive, nigga? They might have kidnapped my boy. But yeah, they definitely.
Yeah, I was listening to an announcement. But yeah, I told y'all my sentiments on that. Like, this got to be a damn near flawless transition. This DC we bring in here got to be a home run. It can't be a base hit. It got to be a home run out of the park. It got to be out of the park because you starting the game down by 4 or 5 scores. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need a home run to get this thing jumping. Bases loaded, home run. The fuck is you looking at? Go ahead, man. Yeah. The fuck?
Somebody finna get their ass beat at the airport. Fuck with land. But he said the way Stephen Jones spent money in free agency, I wouldn't hold my breath. That's the scary part about it. That's scary. Because you can't sit here and pretend that this defense is going to be good enough just by adding a fucking defensive coordinator. If we add Brian Flores and we don't do shit on defense, but draft them 2 guys in the first round, no matter who it is, it could be like some real good people. Even if we get the 2 guys that we really covet and love in the first round with those draft picks and we hire Brian Flores, I still don't think that would be enough to make this a Super Bowl competing defense. You're going to have to get the coaching hire correct. DC hire going to have to be a good coordinator. You're going to have to spend the free agency to round out your roster and get some veterans in here that can play day 1. And then you need to go out in the draft and take the best available guys. On top of that, you also need to be open to making some trades. If Minka Fitzpatrick is available for trade for one of your 5th round picks, you got 3 of them, make the shit happen. So like they're gonna have to be active. It's gonna have to be just like they did a lot of moves this offseason, but a lot of them hoes were bullshit. You know, trading for we already talked about it. We already talked about McDermott getting fired. Me and Boss gonna do a show in a little bit. Me and Boss gonna do a show in a little bit, man. In regards to that. But hold on, I gotta take this call. Landlord, can you cook for a little bit?
Go ahead. Yeah, man. I already told y'all. I just don't think all of this could be fixed. And well, I say this: it'll be hard pressed for this to be a successful year in one off season building this whole defense. Because first you got to ask yourself, what's the problem? Like, how many players are you trying to replace? What players are you trying to improve on? What players do you keep, and what players do you still believe in? And I just don't. That's a lot of questions to be asking. And then after you decide on your personnel, now you got to get to a point where you got to find a DC to maximize the talent that you decide to have. That's a lot of things you got to do, man. I'm not saying it's impossible, but we damn near got to be flawless. We damn near got to be flawless in everything we doing. And like Hen said, to give yourself a better shot, it's probably better to go towards getting some people in free agency, some people that's already proven, so you won't be putting all your eggs in that one draft basket. You could possibly get some players that can come in and help day 1. So that'll kind of take your eyes down when you're trying to be successful all around. So you got some proven commodities to fill some of the voids you got. Then you can kind of stretch or reach or project in the draft with a couple of positions. So like we said, we don't want to go into the grocery store hungry. So I ain't gonna say hen metaphor because it's kind of X-rated, but we'll say we don't want to go grocery shopping while we hungry. So we need to be at least filling all of our voids with at least like people that we wouldn't hate to start at those positions, and then go into the draft and try to maximize our opportunities. So you won't be reaching for needs so much. You can just draft best player available. So that's the nature of the beast that we trying to create over here. But shout out to everybody rocking, man. Let me see. D Ship said, keep in mind, Land, some of this young talent might look better than with a better coordinator opposed to Eberflus. Yeah, I would hope so. Because we know for a fact that Eberflus was not adjusting his game plan or his scheme to maximize the talents of his players. So that's already an L right there. To me, you starting behind the 8-ball already. You starting off behind the 8-ball ASAP. If you come straight in and you not listening to your players, you arguing with your players, you not putting them in the best position to be successful, that's already you gonna meet force with force, man. It's certain ways how you operate when you trying to galvanize a group of men trying to lead them. You just can't come in. It's certain ways to do it, man. It's kind of hard to explain, but he didn't do it the right way. Like, it's a certain way you got to come in to be respected as a leader and get people to buy in. Like, nobody bought in to Eberflus. That's a problem. So how you think your defense gonna be successful? He obviously didn't deliver it right. He obviously didn't make the right impression on the players, and he obviously wasn't a great teacher. So, because they still was confused all the way to the day he got put in a pack. So, like, how will we know that he ever did anything right? You know what I'm saying? We didn't even see no progression. We didn't see this team progressively getting better. We didn't see that.
Nah, they had a stretch of okay play. They beat up on the Raiders. The Eagles' offense was non-existent in the second half of their game, just like it was all season. It's just a damn thing. It doesn't matter who they play; they can't score in the second half. And then really, they had a 2-game stretch. We won the game because we scored on offense, but we still gave up 27, 28 points to KC and Patrick Mahomes and them. So, like, they really had a 2-game stretch that made us feel like they were doing better. But you're right, there was no consistent uptick in their ability to do anything. So he said, put Henderson on this D with Michael Downs and CJ Allen, and we could cook in the Runte scheme. They got to get that shit correct, man. Because, LandLord, let me ask you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely is it the Dallas Cowboys are going to have, some of the best personnel, talent-wise in the NFL on the defense side of the ball this year? Like, how likely is it that we go from what we are to being one of the most talented defenses in the league? Is that a high probability or is that a slim chance?
I wouldn't bet on it. You'll have to be very, very optimistic to believe all your moves gonna go right and gel well year one and be a together productive unit. I think that's a stretch, man. Is it impossible? No, but with the right guy, you'll like your odds a little better.
Okay, so this is the thing. Since your personnel is not going to be the best in the world, and you're not going to be able to just line up and beat people ass, like Houston was doing, like the Browns were doing. Would you not want a defensive coordinator that gives you a schematical advantage with the scheme that they run?
True.
So it should be Durante, right? Compared to what we know, if he's going to utilize the scheme that he's been working on with Brian Flores, where they're putting guys at the line, and you don't know who's coming, hyper aggressive blitzing defense. Like, that's schematics. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna overload this side. Somebody gonna be free. Or are you a good enough quarterback to make the hot read and make the decision under duress? We're gonna show everybody at the line. You ain't gonna know who the fuck is dropping. Or are you going to be able to analyze this shit? You know, and also, are you gonna pick up the simulated pressure? Like, that's the kind of shit I want going into, you know, this season. Like, if you got Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter, yeah, you can sit your ass in cover one all day. That shit would work. But nigga, if you ain't got no designated monsters on your team, if you ain't got something that God banished to the pits of hell, you know, out there trying to get after quarterbacks, then I don't want to just have a basic scheme. I want a defensive coordinator to put these niggas in position, you know, to have a schematical advantage, you know, week in and week out. I want to go in here knowing that my defensive coordinator got your offensive coordinator's number. That's what I want.
Absolutely. Have a coaching advantage once. You know what I'm saying?
In something. Yeah. Like real shit. He said Devin Lloyd, 5 interceptions for the linebacker position. The only reason I have not talked about Devin Lloyd is I believe in my soul that Jacksonville is going to keep that man. I just feel that Devin Lloyd is going to be a Jacksonville Jaguar for a long ass time at this point after how he played. I just feel it. I could be mistaken. I could be wrong. You know, I could be wrong. But I feel like that nigga gonna get a contract. Like you don't hoop like that and you don't get paid. This ain't like they ain't in Dallas. They pay their people. Yeah, hopefully
Facts.
Rebel and Overshown. Man, listen. I love the ACL boys, but I don't ever listen. I don't put my seat. Them boys, wow. I'm just saying, like, if you were hurt people. You know, you heard that saying, LandLord, hurt people.
Absolutely.
They hurt us, man. Them hurt people be hurting us. Because we can't ever rely on them niggas, man.
Man, what?
Hurt people. And they is some hurt people. If you put your faith in them, you will be hurt people as well.
You can't rely on stuff like that. That remind me of me being a young man coming up. You remember, everybody wanted the old school. You know what I'm saying? So me, young, don't know no better. I buy old school, and that's my everyday car. I didn't have the money to fix every single thing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm up here relying on an old car that I ain't rebuilt. Like, you can't do it like that, man. You can't do it like that. You up here trying to look like the Ballers. The Ballers went and replaced every single thing under the hood. You know what I'm saying? you just trying to pray that it drive and crank. Like, it's not the same. You can't rely on that.
Real shit. And that's exactly what DeMarvin Overshown and Siobhan Rebel are. I'm glad you had to put it like that. They are the 72s, but they're not the 72 that the dope boy done touched up yet. They got the original. they got the original LT1 engine in that bitch. You know, they got that weak ass transmission. You got some rust spots. You know, there's a hole in the flow, nigga. That bitch don't be cranking all the time. Like, that's what the fuck they are. They need restoration. Like, Siobhan Rebel need a whole new knee. You know, that's like setting that thing on them switches, man. He ain't got to that point yet. You know, he ain't got the motherfucking Marucci rims on him. You know, he got the degular factory.
He got a donut.
Rims.
He got a donut on that bitch.
Fucking donut. You right. It's not even factory. He ain't got a donut.
That shit temporary.
How the nigga got temporary leg?
All he can do is walk to his next destination, and he got to change that bitch up.
Man, the same thing with the Marvin Overshown, man. Because at this point, that nigga on bricks. That nigga ain't got no good legs left. You gotta just have that nigga sitting up in your yard, and you gotta go sit in him and just imagine riding around the block of his ass.
All right.
He said leaking oil and some old shit. Yeah, you fantasizing about when you gonna be a baller so you can fix your car up. You just sitting in that bitch smoking that hoe out. You just hotboxing that bitch. You just in that bitch hotboxing, thinking about when you gonna be a baller and when you gonna get your shit on the road, man. That's the Marvin.
Then you got the nerve to have some bass in there, so now you just hear all kind of regular shit just bouncing around in your car.
Man,
look,
that's it.
You just turn the music up even louder, like I don't even want to hear it, my boy.
That's it. It's crazy.
You gotta drain out your problems. This crazy.
And listen, the Marvin Overshown is a linebacker, right? That nigga linebacker, right?
Part time, yeah.
Part time. So he need to get his ass in there and help stop the run and blitz and do all other kind of dope linebacker shit, right?
Yeah, one would think so. Yes.
Do you think that the Marvin Overshown bad body ass is going to help you with this? Because this is the Dallas Cowboys playoff run defense. Like when you lose, it's not usually because they were throwing the ball around. When you lose, they're running your ass off the field. Can he fix that? With having a bad body, his body different.
I wouldn't bet my money on it.
2000. Listen, he wasn't in the league for the first couple of ones, right? But we're just talking about the pattern of them not being able to stop the run in the playoffs. 273 yards allowed and 3 rushing touchdowns against the Rams. Ass. 169 yards and 2 touchdowns allowed against the 49ers. Ass. 113 in the touchdown. Not ass. You gave up a little bit of booty. You gave up a little bit of ass. Just a little bit. And then, of course, the one at the bottom is the Green Bay debacle. 143 yards allowed on the ground and 3 rushing touchdowns. And y'all niggas wondering why you lost that game. 698 rushing yards and 9 rushing touchdowns in the last 4 playoff games.
Playoff losses. We got did by that. We got did like that by golf too.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. Golf ain't do shit. They ran for 300 yards. Golf's out there, bitch, being ass. That's how you know quarterback wins. He didn't throw a touchdown. He threw a pick though. And they had no touchdowns and a pick. And they were beating the shit out of our ass. Cause they could
bro,
run
if
the
you
fuck out
think
the ball.
about it, man, quarterback wins should not be a stat, bro. It just shouldn't be.
It ain't a stat.
They make it one.
They try.
They attach wins and losses to the quarterback. Ownership just be sitting there chilling. The head coach and the quarterback who get the wins and losses.
Unfortunately, don't make no
What's
sense.
Michael Parsons' playoff record?
You have to really think about the shit too. 1-3 if we're giving him wins and losses like we give Dak. He's 1-3.
You had to think for your own team. All right. What's name another defender and tell me what his playoff record is.
TJ Watt has never won a playoff game, so that's the only thing I know.
What's Vita Vea playoff record?
Shit. Because he done did some winning and he done did some winning and done did some losing. Oh my God.
You feel me? Like players like that. What's their playoff record? What's Max Crosby playoff record?
He been to the playoffs?
He might have got that with Carl one time or something and lost.
Salute to Neil with the 499. He said being made to grab their own ankles on national television. Oh Lord.
That is crazy work.
Man, they be busting open like some freak hoes, man. I can't trust these hoe ass niggas. I can't trust these hoe ass niggas. But you got shit to do, don't you?
Yeah, I'm at the Iowa Mark. I'm about to hop on this flight. So y'all prayers up for me, you understand?
Prayers up for the homie land, man.
Yes, hoping, praying that I land safely. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
Gotta land safely. But yeah, I'll be back touching down in a couple hours. Not long flight at all. So yeah, I'll be back pulling up on y'all.
Bet. Well, listen. I'm gonna shut the stream down. I'm gonna come right back on here and do the show with Boss, and we're gonna break down Sean McDermott. You ain't gotta go nowhere. Y'all can really listen. When the show cuts down, go take a piss, go get you a snack, come back. I'll be live with Boss in about 2-3 minutes, and we're gonna do the Sean McDermott breakdown right here on the spot because he fits the mold of what Jerry Jones be talking about, and we got to be prepared. So, thank y'all for the love, the support. Throw some cash apps in here. Because remember, I'm already committed to giving y'all a second show. So just let me know that y'all appreciate it. So hit them cash apps, them super chats. Make sure you hit LandLord cash app for show. Because this nigga is going to be going to the Senior Bowl. So we can see some senior hoes and see what's going on.
Alright.
Yeah, man. But in the words of the brother West Coast Cowboy, never look down because the star is up.